as you were coming into the studio, me and Norman were discussing about the Gaza Board of Peace.
Board of Peace.
Now, this is a very controversial topic as I think about it, because Donald Trump has suggested countries must contribute almost about $1 billion to secure permanent membership with shorter term membership. Otherwise, a model that many governments find controversial or unworkable. So these are some of the issues. And latest we see Vladimir Putin joining the ranks, getting an invitation. We see the Moroccan king joining in this. Is this a business? Is the Board of Peace a business to its chairman, Donald Trump? What is your analysis? It is, of course, a very significant news coming out of the Middle East.
Yeah, and don't forget the tenure of East membership will be 3 years. And this is one of the predicaments I believe in joining the Board of Peace. And as Norman was saying, that on the one hand, it has been declared that Donald Trump would be the chair of this Board of Peace, and he's inviting other members. If you could carefully look at the countries who have given kind of a green signal to join, even the Pakistan and India is also interested to join. So I'd like to see Pakistan and India perspective differently, and therefore I'm bringing this issue here. It is to create an ally, particularly from the developing nations and representation from the Muslim world. Pakistan is currently having a very good relationship with the Trump administration. I would say rather it's a honeymooners relationship after a couple of decades. So this is the intimation we initially got, that there has to be something, and it is the countries will be looking into it more from the political perspective than the real outcomes. And that, I think, is prevailing now. And I don't know about the real outcome of this Board of Peace, because what Palestinians need, they need now the reconstruction, need the health, need the other support for living. And it will create a chaos. First of all, I was hearing, Norman, that if you don't know the local context well, and therefore the international occupations or colonial regime failed. And again, when Gaza needs independence, needs international recognition, needs clear-cut pathway for their national entity and survival, I don't think that this Board of Peace would work. And it is already creating chaos. And don't forget, there are threats threatened by the US President. If some of the countries do not join, he will use his tax percentage against them. So, and if any of the countries, being afraid of Trump's tax weapon, even join this Board of Peace, I don't see that it would work. And don't also forget the debate and the when we are having it from October, nobody from any international scholars or even people with at least profound knowledge on Gaza and the conflict who are following it for a long, no one supported this idea. And we always thought it's a kind of an intervention just to stop the Gaza killing there, and also look at ways and the permanent solutions. But now it is kind of reversed, that the way Trump is pushing it, it seems like this is the only solution for Palestinian people, which is very unfortunate. I don't really see the successful operations and also the conclusion of Board of Peace.
Of course, I like your analysis for the people living on the ground in Gaza. Of course, they're living in very detrimental situations.
Yes.
Buildings are still in ruins, families are still grieving, entire neighborhoods are wiped out. Against that backdrop,
winter
and the rain has affected.
Yes.
And of course, against that backdrop, talk of governance and reconstruction feels disconnected from reality. That is how I see about it. And of course, it's not feeding towards the fact that Gazans are being relieved as a result of this Board of Peace.
Of course, and these Board of Peace never guarantee their dream of having a state. On the other hand, what you said, that currently Gaza is calling for humanitarian support. But what we can see in the surface, there is more of politics and more aligned to the US alliance, or also favorable to the Israelis. And I don't know whether you have noticed that there are few scholarly writings coming out from Palestine, and they are clearly criticizing this approach, that this is not sustainable, for 3 reasons particularly. Number one, they consider it's a reoccupation by the international community. That's what I read from the academia. Secondly, this big conglomerate led by US will always, people will always be suspicious, particularly the Middle East, that what could be the real outcome of it. And thirdly, the design, the whole idea of board of peace is not really a solution to Palestine, particularly mid-term, short-term, mid-term, and long-term. There is no clear roadmap for the humanitarian solutions. The devastation Israel has made, you are talking about the amount, you are talking about the collection of funds, but there's no clear roadmap. How would it be constructed, at what time, and which way, when the whole country is just a desert now, people are just surviving there. And finally, I think the daunting challenge to implement this board of peace would be having the confidence from Arab nations. I don't see, you will be agreeing with me.
Of course, the silence of Arab nations
silence, silence. These are the three factors revealing in the academia particularly, and in most of the articles I was following, it tells these three basic things about this. So I don't know in which way it is going, although the Trump administration is pushing hard and they will be continuously pushing. But the three areas I have just revealed, those has to be addressed if we'd like to see the success of this package.